Go ahead.
Hi everybody. So tonight there's no big dinner because Tim and I finally got my pandemic unemployment money. So we went to the Abbey and we did a curbside takeout, which was fabulous. I hate to tell you what we got because it was pretty gluttonous, but it was really wonderful. So tonight we're doing a treat called peanut butter and jelly cups. It's something you can do as a treat for yourself. It's only got 4 ingredients, and actually if you make it the way I've got it, there's only 3 ingredients. There is 3/4 of a cup. What? Why are you laughing? Well, because I'm shortcutting. You know me. It's me. So there's 3/4 of a cup of peanut butter. There's a 1/4 cup of coconut oil, and there is, I think it's a 1/4 of a cup. Yeah, 1/4 cup of any kind of jam. Of course, we make our jam homemade here. We do not buy it, so it's raspberry or strawberry or whatever I have open. The kids won't eat anything from the store. And 1/2 cup of chopped nuts. Well, I'll show you why. For me, it's only 3 ingredients. So first of all, I've allowed myself, down here, hon, I've allowed myself the luxury of, I bought these amazing little pans. Danielle uses them to make quiches for appetizers. So awesome. I have wanted these for so many years, and last year I think it was, I finally allowed myself the luxury. I have 2. But before I did those, I often used egg things. I would use these, see how they're the same size, and I would just put the liners in those. Or I have an entire pile. For years I've been doing my chocolates in these, which come from, you know, the Walmart or Costco eggs. And I'm telling you what, these are great because they're the perfect size. But just for fun, I'm going to use these wonderful ones that I've wanted to have for years, and I'm going to show you how to do it in these because they're so cute. And yes, I'm using old St. Patrick's Day things because we didn't have any St. Patrick's parties or anything. So we are going to take a 1/4 cup of coconut oil, and we are going to melt it. It has to be melted. So I'm going to quickly fill a 1/4 cup. I'm going to throw it in the microwave and get it to melt. It's soft anyways because I don't refrigerate mine. I don't know if you refrigerate yours or not. Some people do, some people don't. It's a matter of taste, I guess. I don't refrigerate mine. Never have. Oops. That kind of went flying over there. Never have, but I've seen it in some people's refrigerators. So it's pretty soft. It won't take anything to really melt it. So I'm going to start with that. This is a really quick recipe. It takes 5 minutes to do the first part, and then you have a second part too, which will take an equally less than 5 minutes or 5 minutes. So I'm going to put that, I'm going to start with 30 seconds. While we're doing that, we just finished putting the liners here. As soon as this comes out, we're going to add the peanut butter to it. How this works is that you put a layer of the peanut butter coconut, because that's the cover. These are making basically peanut butter and jelly chocolates. It's really cool, but they're called peanut butter and jelly cups, but they're like chocolates. And what you do is you put a layer of the peanut butter and coconut on the bottom of everything. You freeze it for 15 minutes. You pull them out of the freezer, and then you go and put a dollop on your 1/4 cup of strawberry jam. And you know, it says 1/4 cup here. I just do it until I like how they're filled. But 1/4 cup of strawberry jam in each one of those, and then you cover with what's left of this. So you only use half of this when you start. So it's all, see, it's all melted. So we're gonna put, and here's the secret to mine. I do not use creamy peanut butter like it says. And we all know, whoops, that dollop went on the floor. I'll have to get a little more out of here. It's on my foot. It is, everybody's laughing. Don't put the camera on my foot, Timothy Kane.
Yeah, but you caught it.
Yeah, well, we're going to add some more here because the dollop that's on my foot. That's about the right size. So, this is, you know me. By now, everybody knows how I like the Peter Pan Honey Roast Crunchy. So, the Peter Pan Honey Roast Crunchy is what I'm using. And, there.
Oh, you wasted it.
Yeah. And so, I don't put my peanuts on the top like you do, because this recipe says after you put the layer on the top over the jam, you're supposed to, you know, put your chopped up peanuts on the top of that. So you certainly can do that. I will, making sure that I'm mentioning both ways. However, I really like peanuts in it. So we're going to mix these two together, which is basically the longest part of this recipe is mixing these two up. And once they're mixed up, then we're going to take half of that mixture and put them in cups. So I'm not exactly sure how many cups this is going to fill. I just filled the whole pan to show you what I was doing. It's not going to take them all. If you're doing regular, they call regular muffin cups. Well, if you're doing regular muffin cups, it says 6. But I don't, that's pretty big, I think. I'm doing them as a chocolate size. You know, if you went to a chocolatier or something. So, I don't know, maybe 12. So we'll see how much that's going to be. And actually, I think the good idea is to put it the other half in a bowl so we don't accidentally use too much of the first one. I've been known before to, this is cool actually, I've been known before to make this whole thing to fill cups, fill them up with just my desired jam, and then make this recipe up again to cover the whole tops of them. So, you know what I mean? So in other words, you're making 2 recipes when you're done. But anyways, you can do what you want. The way the recipe calls for it is for you to use half of this mixture. So I want to make sure that I only use half. I'm trying to see, is that about half? What do you think? Yep, that looks about half, doesn't it, hun? So now that you have half, I'm trying to remember what was the best way I put them in there. I think it was like this. I think I used this. And literally, does that look half, honey?
Sure.
Kind of does, doesn't it? Yeah, it is. Okay. That's why I like to, because then I don't have to sit here and go, God, is that half? Is that half or not? I like to use the whole recipe to make all the bottom layers. Then I just fill up with as much jam as I want. And then I make the recipe again to fill up the top layer. But we're going to be a purist like the recipe says and fill half of them up. Just go halfway up your cups. This is really kind of cool, actually. It's a very quick way to make a treat. Like if you're really jonesing for something, you want something fun, the jam, for us here at this house, the jam is always homemade, which I mean, probably doesn't make it that much better than in the store because let's face it, jam, each time you make jam, it takes 7 cups of sugar anyways, which we can make some jams this summer if you'd like. If we're still going on these videos by summer and you guys want some jams made, send me some shout outs and we can start making some jams homemade so you never have to buy jams next year, which would be another cool thing to be in your storage bin. As you can see, I'm just filling, not even quite, it's about 1/3 is where I'm going because a half would be a little bit too much. So I'm filling them about 1/3 up. I guess a couple of them are a little more than that, but I'm trying to stick to 1/3. And then they're going in the freezer for 15 minutes. I'm going to take them out. Gonna put jam on first, which I try to stay right in the center of it, so it's like a little pocket. I try to keep my jam right in the center of it, and then I completely cover over the jam with this mixture again and put them back in the freezer, and you know, in a half an hour's time you have such a wonderful treat. And if you're making your own jams, what a cool thing this is. Now I can see how people would like nuts over the top of this. I just happen to like mine in it. I happen to like that flavor. And if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, there was 16 of them when we're done here, so that's cool. It was hard to say because I know that they want you to use regular cups, so I probably should have, whatever, it doesn't matter. I was going to say I probably could have made another whole one with where I'm trying to divvy this all up to. But anyways. So that's it. So that's all there is to it. We're going to put this in the freezer for 15 minutes. We're going to pull it out. I'm taking my homemade strawberry jam. I'm going to dollop it into the middle of each one of these cups. Then I'm going to cover it up with the second half that I have and put it back in the freezer. And in less than just a little over a half an hour, you've got a really sweet, wonderful treat that, you know, you can control. If you want to control certain things, you can have different kinds of peanut butters that are, you know, low in salt or whatever. This is my favorite, so this is what I use. Plus I get that extra honey roast flavor to it too. I don't buy the plain peanut butters for when we're cooking like this. So yeah, that's all there is to it. They're called peanut butter and jelly cups. Enjoy.